Step in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. Dude, it's good to be back, buddy. What's happening?
I know you said another episode. I feel like we should say it's a reborn episode, an episode that was 2 months in the making. I know you had some personal stuff going on that you had to get through, and trust me, I tried to keep everybody at bay saying we have not gotten a hobby divorce. Trust me on that. We've not gone our separate ways. I'm just letting you work on what you need to work on, let you focus on that. Family first. But I said we'd be back better than ever. Super Bowl coming up this Sunday, but we got a really good show talking about some baseball, Super Bowl, basketball, everything card related. It was long overdue for a 2-month hiatus from Batter Up. I'm glad we're back. But I'll let you have the first topic.
Hey, it's National Pizza Day. What is your favorite pizza? What kind? I don't care like what place, but what's your favorite pizza?
You know, I like deep dish.
I like deep dish too. I actually picked up a Lou Malinati's pizza on the way home today. I had a gift card. I'm like, it's National Pizza Day. Go pizza.
So I tell you what, I go either way on this one. Stone fired oven pizza, like, charred crust, that's good. I go New York style. Deep dish. I just made a deep dish pizza for my son and I last weekend. Heck, you never know. Maybe we'll make some pizza dough this week and do something like that for the Super Bowl. But I like all kinds. Deep dish is good, though.
Hey, before we get into Series 1, I want to talk about Jim and Steve Sports Card Shop in Waukegan. I want to give them a little shout out because they're my local card shop. And I've said this a million times, guys. When you open cards, you should videotape your card openings.
Yeah.
Because one of Jim and Steve's customers pulled the LeBron James and Bronny James 101 Superfractor Auto out of, I think it was Bowman University.
And it probably a hobby box.
Dude,
that was the only, I ran the odds. The only format that had that card in it was hobby boxes. Breakers Delights never had it. Neither did retail. But yeah, I saw that promo video that you sent me on IG from Jim and Steve's. That was pretty cool. Like you said, I wish it would have opened on camera so we could have seen the initial reaction of the customer. I mean, good on them. I mean, there's a force around where you live in Illinois. There has to be, because Wander 1 of 1 and now the LeBron James. I mean, literally within 30 miles of each other, you've had two of the biggest polls in the entire last several years. If it wasn't on a Breakers live stream, it has to be near Gurnee, Round Lake, wherever you live, Illinois. I don't want to call out where you live, but yeah, it's got to be right around there. And not only that, but I got a kick out of Run Good Life the other day. Many people follow his channel. He said, $1 million card, I got to go after it. And then he was opening up a Breakers Delight box. The amount of comments in his section, like, of, dude, do you not read the odds from Topps.com? It's not in that format. Like, are you just doing it for clickbait, or are you a moron?
That's funny.
I don't know. I'm like, if you're hoping for that 1 of 1, I hate to tell you, you're not going to find it in that box. Not because it's a rare pull, but go check the odds. It's not in that format. It's not in that format only.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that was crazy. Go watch the video. I mean, I was like, are you serious? Like, I wasn't the only one who commented on the video either. Plenty of people said, dude, go read the odds from Topps.com. You'll realize you just opened a box that had no chance for pulling that card.
That's funny. I did not see that. But, LeBron had that featured on his social media. They did a commercial on that card. Like, that could be the card of 2024. I mean, in the chat, what is that worth? Is that a $100K card? Is that $250,000?
Here's what I wanted.
Was there a bounty? I don't know.
I don't think there was a bounty, but here's what I want to see. I want to see Ken Golden get his grimy little paws on that card and hype it up on CNBC, just like he did the triple logo, man. Because to be honest, an auto 1 of 1 of a father-son, maybe future NBA player, Bronny James ain't going to be a Hall of Famer. Hell no. He's not that good. He's better than most, but he's not that good. And I love to see Ken Golden hold that card up and say, what I am holding in my hand is the greatest thing ever. And you're going to want to spend $5 million for this card because I'm Ken Golden and I want the commission. Because that's really what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Motives, right? The motive is for Ken to get that card so he can get his cut.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's going to do with it. He stayed anonymous. So I actually sent Steve a text. I'm like, hey, did you pull this? He's like, customer did. So that was pretty awesome, man. It's good to see local.
I tell you what, though, is he going to grade that card? Or are you going to sell it or go through like an auction house? I mean, I would sell that card. But you can make the case LeBron James' legacy is already cemented. It's not going to be like Wander in your case. You made the right call on the Wander 1 of 1. We could actually spend some time talking about that tonight. I might sneak that one upon you. We're talking about values of cards. But anyway, he doesn't have to sell it right away because we don't know what's going to happen with Bronny James. There's anticipation that he may make it to the NBA because of his name. He may not. But a LeBron auto 1 of 1, the first back in a Topps product in a long, long time, maybe you don't have to rush and sell that. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's hard. If I had it, I would just sell it, and I don't know how I'd do it now. But we'll find out down the road because I believe he's going to sell that card. You almost have to, you know?
You kind of do, yeah. I can't fault anybody for selling it, but I just would say maybe you want to wait and see if the Lakers win the title and sell it then. Maybe you want to see if they win another title or something like that. You never know. But LeBron's legacy is cemented. I mean, he's the all-time scoring leader. He's got 4 championships now. Heck, there's not a whole lot he could do wrong at this point, and people would still, think he's one of the greatest players ever. So I don't know. I tell you what, though, there might be a influx of customers at Jim and Steve's. It's good for business.
It is good for business. Steve is he hasn't been on social media a ton. It was good to see him get on there and get that card on there. So, but moving on, next week, pitchers and catchers report, but also 2024 Topps Series 1. Let's start with the design. I don't know if we talked about this the last time we were on. I don't think we knew
what the design was then.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
At first I thought it was a little gimmicky with the neon, but honestly, the more I've seen the parallels, I really like what they did with like Independence Day. I think I'm not the only one when I look at that card, I say it's about damn time you made a good looking Independence Day. It's about damn time you make a good looking alternate parallel. I think the cards are going to look good, but I think they're going to grade really tough because the black borders on, I assume that's all the base cards with that top 2 black borders. That'll be more like a Meyer purple in a way. They're going to be really tough grades. I would say, well, we'll get into that in a little bit, but overall, going back to card design, the only gripe I have about it, when I look at the team name, I wish they would have made the letters a little bit thicker. I know they tried to do like a take off of the 1986 design and sort of modernize it. And I like what they did. Is it the greatest thing? But it's better than I think we've seen in past years.
Yeah. I really like the looks of the card. And I agree with Steve here in the chat. 2024 Chrome is going to look amazing with those cards. The parallels.
Oh, and Sapphire.
That too. They're going to look amazing.
Yeah, Sapphire will look good in that. I think Gilded will look a little weird. One thing we haven't seen come out yet. I think it would look good in this card would be like Ben Baller. I think that would look good.
Surprised it hasn't come out.
I know. We haven't heard a dang thing about it. I don't know if they canceled that product or what, but I would have bought a box or two, one to keep, one to rip. That's always a fun product. They chock it full of parallels. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It was about this time last year they came out with it, just snuck it in there like on a Wednesday. I think I was in Vegas last time when that did come out. We were at the archery event. We didn't do that this year, so but we'll save that conversation for another day.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on about that all day long, but now here comes the big part of the night. Are people going to buy it at the current prices of hobby boxes in that $90 range, jumbos 150 to 180? I'm sorry, man.
I can't do it.
At that price, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying hangers at regular price.
No way.
Unless I get a super value. I mean, just from the National buying blaster boxes of Series 1 for $15 a piece, those were terrible. And
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to make them a little better. However, it just doesn't make sense. People are getting smarter, and they're not cutting down on the print run.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree there. I almost wanted to go off on this one, but I don't want to make it personal. I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about Series 1, talking about the print run, talking about how many boxes they made, giving everybody an estimate. That was one of the best watched videos I've ever had. I mean, I was blown away by the amount of traffic that one got. It got like 4,000 views, which is crazy. But then people lately started commenting and say, why do I care? Topps is a business. They're going to print as much as they can. They're going to print to demand, blah, 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 blah. And I just said, you can spend your money the way you want. But honestly, when I look at the value, I compare last year's Series 1, this year's Series 1, and prior year's Series 1, and 2022 update, 2023 update, 2018 update. I know we won't go back to those times in terms of a really low print run, but I look at that and I compare and I say, for $25, what are you giving me for my $25? Is it worth the $25 for a retail blaster? Is it worth the $14 or whatever they're charging now for a hanger? Is it worth the $60 for a mega box, $50 for a super box? It's not. Whether it's worse or better than last year, it's still not worth it, in my opinion. And so I don't think you need to rush in and buy it. I love the checklist. I love the players. I would be all in on this product if the print run was like 22 update and you could get it for that level of value. It would be a great product. It would be so popular, probably the most popular product of all time. And then fast forward a couple weeks. I love Striker's content. I love his value series. We got to start coloring things other than red, amber, green. I know we do that for the sake of in product to compare formats, but to say that there was the greenest of green bars down the mega box, and you look at the gold cost at $120 for a gold in a mega box, which was the best of all the formats, fair enough. But if you compare that to the current price that people are willing to pay aftermarket or secondary market for 2022 update, you will see that the price for a gold card out of that product with a very good rookie class is half the cost.
Yeah,
half. It makes no sense. Why are we saying that that's great value? Relative to the other formats, it sucks less, but it isn't great. It still sucks. And so I don't want to hate on it. It's a great spreadsheet that compares the formats. Fair enough. But don't say it's a great value relative to other years. It's really not. It's the worst. It's the best of the worst for this present format. Fair enough. I'll put my soapbox down.
I understand why they make more Series 1 because it comes out. It's the beginning of the year. It's kicking off the baseball season, but it's too much. And again, we're getting smarter with value. If you're going to go out and buy a couple boxes, it's not that big a deal, right? But
no, there's no shame in that. There's no do what you want. Will it be fun to open? Will it be fun to chase Ellie in his first Major League Baseball card? Will it be fun to chase Jason Dominguez? Sure. I'm just unless it's the right price, I can't touch that product.
Like you said,
I just can't.
Your chance of pulling an Ellie De La Cruz parallel out of those boxes is so difficult. I mean,
Well, they increased the checklist by 20 cards again to instead of 330, it's 350 now.
Yep.
So now they made it even harder.
Yeah.
It's like you're killing me here. Like
you were on that behind the scenes when Stu said, "Well, what price would you open jumbos?" And I'm like, "Dude, if they're $100, I'm gonna open up 2 case of them for $100. But for 180, I'm not opening any of them.
No,
Even
I
for
can't.
150.
I 100% agree. If you can get a case for $600, I'll consider it. But golds are 1 in 40 or 47 packs. They're impossible to pull, and that's just the gold for comparison. You can base every other parallel off the gold, and you know ratio wise where it is relative to like update. 2022 update golds were 1 in 14 packs. 2023 series 1, it was 1 in 100 packs. Terrible. This year it's 1 in 30 to 1 in 47 depending on the format. So it's better than last year, but still twice as worse as where we came from just 2 years ago. And you can still find 2022 update cases for a reasonable price. And that product was ripped like crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I just don't get it. You made like 1 million blasters. I think it was like 850,000 blasters. We're still seeing Series 1 just sit everywhere. They had to mark them down at the National, and they were practically giving them away when you factor in the fact you were getting silver packs every 4 boxes. That's the only way people will take those. So I just don't think, don't rush in unless the blasters are like $13. Don't rush in unless the hangers are like $8-9. And jumbos, like you said, about $100, and hobby maybe $60. Until then, I wouldn't touch it.
Dude, this summer, there are going to be Series 1 boxes all over the place.
Everywhere. Yeah, super boxes. We'll probably see those at Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club. I don't know what other big box stores there are. There are probably a few I'm missing. You're going to see this stuff everywhere. And for the video that Neo Cards and Comics made, when he talked about, well, that's the way it should be. I don't disagree. I don't disagree that getting it out to the masses is the right thing for mass appeal. Fair enough. But charge a lower price.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking. Don't charge $25 a blaster. Don't charge $14 a hanger. Don't charge $180 for a jumbo. If you want it to be an available product for everybody, make it a lower price, and you can print it, and nobody will care.
Yeah.
I will lay down my sword. I will never talk about that again. But to raise the price every year and do the print run, you're walking a tightrope there, and that's not going to end well. It might go well in the short term. You can do everything you can to market it, but in the long run, I think you're going to piss a lot of people off once they wake up, and then they're just going to sit there and say, what have I done? I mean, this financial ruin, right? It's just, we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. Trust me. I've made my share of mistakes, but I'm done making those mistakes, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
I'm just looking forward to release day, coming home from work that day and turning on YouTube and watching some jumbo breaks, because that can be fun. I'm interested to see what those jumbo breaks bring, and getting in a break might not be the worst thing to do for Series 1. Overbuying, it depends on what it is. You can get some cheap stuff, buy singles, like Midwest Sports Cards just said.
I would say wait on, like Midwest Sports Card said, buy singles, wait a month or two, wait till the prices go down, wait till enough of the product's been opened, enough stuff hits eBay, enough stuff hits card shows, and then you'll go to ComC or wherever and go buy your singles, and you'll do okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting times. Zane says, Brett, what should we rip this year? That's the $1 million question.
It's a great question.
I was hinting towards the end of last year, hey guys, I don't know what 2024 is going to bring. Somebody even mentioned Fanatics is ruining the hobby. I knew when Fanatics took over, look, they're in it to make money, man. And, they're not going to slow down. They're going to keep milking us for every penny. And I agree. I think 2024 Chrome might be a fantastic product if a couple things happen. I mean, we know Ellie's going to be there and Volpe, but it could be Jackson Chorio. It could be Jackson Holiday. You don't. I mean, it
You
could
never
be,
know.
if it could be monstrous, but I'm not in any hurry to kick off the year here. I'm just not. I don't feel like I have to. I was sitting at home the other day and I was bored and I hadn't purchased any cards since Black Friday. And I saw Real Breaks come up with that 2-case logo fracture break, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get in that thing. I haven't bought any cards in the last 2 months. And man, that was fun. It's just like it was better value than going and buying a couple jumbos of Series 1 this year, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But
No, I will say the one thing I would have concern about with Chrome, obviously they're going to probably do the buyback again. That'll be an advantage. Hopefully they don't jack around with the prices on the buyback, $20 base and $40 and go escalate from there. But last year we saw one autograph per Chrome hobby box. We saw a $125 price point on pre-order. Those things hit the show floor at the National and they escalated quickly to about $200. We saw jumbos. I think they were $299, about $100 an autograph. And there were 3 autographs per box instead of 5. Most people were a little put off by that up front, but then kind of got over it. I thought Chrome last year was really good because they didn't make a ton more than the year before. But here's my concern. We're going to see 1 autograph per hobby box. We're going to see 3 in a jumbo. But because of who's in the checklist, the starting price point is not going to be $125.
no,
It's going to be at least $150 to $175, and you're going to see at least $350 to $400 for a jumbo. Just my guess. We've seen what they did with Bowman Draft recently for Bowman Draft and Bowman Draft Sapphire when they had the Tom Brady chase in there for the regular Bowman Draft and then Bowman Draft Sapphire. We even saw it with F1. I think you sent me your Montgomery Club pre-order price for a Montgomery Club exclusive Sapphire for Formula One. The hype is off Formula One, and they're still trying to fetch $400 a box. They're going to do that with Chrome this year because Ellie, Jason Dominguez, and like you said, Jackson Churio, Jackson Holiday, there's a decent chance they have one or both of those guys in it. That won't be fun if it's $200 a box. It won't be fun if it's $400 a jumbo. For the right price, it would be fun. We have to see what happens.
I just cannot believe some of these products are selling out online. I can't believe that F1 Sapphire at $400 sold out.
There's no way that's sold out.
Dude, I just can't believe it.
I don't think it's gone live. There's no way that's sold out on Montgomery Club. It never even hit regular people.
It's insane. If it did,
that's
that'd be
insane.
nuts.
There's no new rookies in F1 product. None.
No.
Like I watch F1. Like
not to mention
it's the same 20 drivers as last year. There's really nobody new. So what? You're not buying a Lewis Hamilton first year card. It's like the 4th year by now.
It's crazy.
Maybe you buy it when he's on Ferrari, when he switches teams next year or the year after. Not next year, but the year after. Maybe then it's like a new reborn rookie card. It's the LeBron card all over again. Lewis Hamilton Ferrari. It's his rookie year Ferrari card.
Yeah.
Got to go get your hands on that.
Oh man.
That's another one. John talked about the CJ Stroud collection box. Did you see that notice that came out today that said, "Hey, we're going to drop this Topps Now CJ Stroud collection. You're going to want to get your hands on this." And then they came out with the price and it was $800 a box for like 5 cards. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
dude, it's insane.
No, I can't do that. I can't do it.
It's sold out in minutes too, which is wild.
Well, of course. There's people probably trying to flip them. Those didn't sell out because people are CJ Stroud collectors. I guarantee you that did not happen. I wonder
crazy
as well. The next Kyler Murray, I do wonder whether CJ Stroud will regress in year number 2. Defenses will play different. He'll get scouted differently. Obviously, they caught people by surprise this year. Anytime that happens in the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, once the scouting report's on a guy, he's got to respond. He's a good player, but will he be a generational talent? I don't know. I don't think so. mean, heck, Lamar Jackson's a great player, and he's not a generational talent. He's won multiple MVPs. Would you say CJ Stroud is that guy already?
No way.
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, is he the next Mahomes? Maybe. I don't. Until Mahomes goes away, heck, Mahomes is Mahomes.
Dude.
We'll get into Super Bowl chat in a bit.
Mahomes is amazing. Speaking of which, I have a Mahomes 10, PSA 10 gold from Select that I need to sell. Like, I probably should have that on eBay now. But, well, why don't we roll in to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know if there's one more thing I want to talk about with Series 1
go
that
ahead.
I've written down. The Fanatics exclusive boxes with the memorabilia, the Fanatics swag, more or less. With the jersey, you get a J-Rod jersey, you get a signed ball from Adley Rushman. You can pull that card. I think some people said those were case hits. While they are case hits, not every case has one of those hits in it. That was misreported by somebody earlier this week. They are literally 1 in 2,500 packs. That's about every 252 boxes.
Wow.
So good luck trying to open a case to hit that card. You're better off just buying the signed jersey. Trust me on that. You're better off buying the signed jersey. It's a lottery ticket. You might win it, but don't go chasing that, hoping to come out ahead on that. It won't work out in your favor. Just go buy the signed jersey if you really want it.
That's insane.
It is insane, right? Think about how many boxes you have to open to get one chance at a J-Rod autographed jersey. That once you get it, there is nothing more special about that jersey than that tells you pulled the one-of-one J-Rod autographed jersey from Top Series 1 that you get. They're not going to send it to you framed, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe you get to meet J-Rod. Who knows? I could be wrong.
I mean, I like the idea of it. I do. It's just those long odds. It's crazy.
1 in 252 boxes.
That's insane.
For one of those redemptions. That's not good odds.
If
it was brutal. 1 in 25 boxes, sure. One in maybe 1 in 50 boxes, sure. Then that'd be closer to a case hit.
Yeah, one every other case. I just think these odds are brutal for everything. Like it's just bad. It's rough, man.
It is rough. I don't know. That's all I have to say about Series 1, and I'm not buying any of it until the price comes down. And I may not even buy it then. Can we talk about one thing before we get into Super Bowl chat? I broke a cardinal rule of mine. And I know you did this. You're the one that put me onto it, but I bought into a break. I bought into a Logo Fractor break on one that you had done the day before, and I bought the Guardians for $20. And I actually hit a decent card.
Dude, for $20.
I know Ted's the same day when we were talking about Logo Fractor and how do you get your hands on Logo Fractor. It was like, pick your team break. And he got smoked. He bought the Orioles for like $250 and he got barely anything. I just said, I looked at the checklist. I was like, well, the Guardians have a decent number of players for the price point. I'm going to take a chance on them. And the guy pulled a Bo Naylor numbered 1 out of 99 on the Logo Fractor green parallel. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's probably the last break I'll ever buy in. I only did it because you had put me onto it the day before. And I was like, well, maybe I'll check it out if the price is right. And I was like, $20. I could throw $20 on it, sure. But there's no way in hell I was going heavy after the D-backs or Orioles or Yankees or what are the other teams? The Braves? No way. No way.
Those were $10 breaks. I think that's ludicrous. It's just like.
Yeah, if it was a case break, maybe. I think you'd had a better chance. But $10 breaks when there's $40 cases, I don't know.
But like for me, while we're on this, it's like. For $20 to get in a break and get entertained and pull a couple cards, that's low risk. That's like, to me, that's just having some fun. But dude, throwing down $200 on 10 boxes is brutal. I mean, because I got in that player break. It was I think it was like 129 to get a player. Yeah, and it was two full cases. There's only 110 players in Logo Fractor. I was like, dude, that's a lot of cards no matter who you get. And if you bust out, you bust out. But I will say, real breaks That Uncommon app is really nice. Guys, if you've never seen the Uncommon app, it's really nice. They've always done a nice, they're one of the biggest breakers. They don't get a lot of props and a lot of, I don't know, in the card world, I don't think people hold them in a super like top, but I swear they break more than anybody, just as much as Leighton,
They're
just as much as like literally been the breaker of the year many times.
yeah. I would say the convenience of the app that they have. I thought it was very easy to follow. The cards came in the mail today, ironically enough, right before Batter Up.
They got them quick.
The packaging was really well done. It was in a box, not an envelope. They packaged it well. They put the hit in a separate top loader, in a nice top loader. So I thought, I don't know too much about Bo Naylor, but I looked up comps on that card. I at least broke even on that one. Yeah, that's about a $20 or $30 card raw. So I don't know. I don't feel too bad, but yeah, I could have got smoked on that one. And I felt queasy the whole time. I was like, oh, what the hell have I done? I'm like, here you go. You broke a cardinal rule. You bought into a break. What are you doing?
I bought into that break, and then it was supposed to start at like 10:30, and then it got delayed.
Yeah.
And it started like 12:30 at night, and that's school night. So I'm like, I got to go to bed. I woke up the next morning, and I won that $1,000 bounty. And I pulled a Jordan Walker SP, and I was like, that break was awesome. That was
no. I wish the break that I was in, I wish they would have done a bounty for pulling the card number 1 or something like that, because I would have won that one. I had 1 out of 99. I would have been the winner. If that was a Jabs Family Saturday Showdown, I would have been a winner.
I don't know if you saw that, but they did a bounty reverse. It was whoever hit the highest number. I got
I would have hit the lowest.
250. It was nuts.
Yeah, I'll probably sit on that card or consider throwing it in a grading order coming up. I know people said Bo Naylor has a lot of power, so he does have a decent OPS plus. His OPS plus was well above the league average, even though he played about a half season last year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Cards HQ at all?
I mean, we can. I don't need to go on all night.
I mean, we don't need to talk about somebody else's card shop that opened in a city that we'll never live in or never go to. But I will say, if the quote was true that he sold 1,500 boxes and 5,000 cards in 5 days, I mean, do the math on that. That's literally like a card every 20 seconds. I mean, I don't know. You've sold collections before. Maybe that's how it was done. But I sure as heck don't think it was run-of-the-mill customers walking through the turnstiles buying cards every 20 seconds. I guarantee that didn't happen. Maybe somebody bought out part of your collection for a decent price. Maybe somebody bought for a break that they were going to do because they were there for that trade night or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure the sales are doing okay, but he has a live stream on YouTube that runs 8 hours a day at that breaker table, the breaker pavilion or whatever, or the gladiator ring as SCV calls it. It didn't have a whole lot of traffic on a weekday.
Yeah.
It really didn't. It was kind of like dead air. And I was like, ew. I mean, I guess you don't want to miss out on anything, but that when people look in on that, they'll feel like this isn't very busy. Like, yeah, Saturdays are busy, sure, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much on it, but I will say good luck on that. You're leveraging a lot. If you did sell that much, good on you, because I could price things on eBay for that price for below market, and I guarantee I wouldn't sell 5,000 cards in 5 days. No way in hell. No way in hell.
Yeah.
There aren't enough customers that frequent eBay for that to happen.
Yeah. I will say this. I really don't care how much he sells or doesn't sell, but that place looks pretty freaking sick. I mean, it looks amazing. I've never seen a card shop like that. The stands are awesome. The murals were great. From what I saw, the trade night, look, I would have loved to have been there just to see it. Is cool. I loved how they were checking people out, man. You get a card out of the case, and you don't even have to go up to the thing. You just buy it right there.
Yeah.
But more power to them. If I was in Atlanta, believe me, if I flew into Atlanta, I would love to go see it. You know, I wouldn't travel down there just to see it personally, But if I
Oh,
wasn't,
it's nowhere
Atlanta,
near the
I'd go.
airport. You would hate the drive.
Yeah,
Trust me on that. If you flew through Atlanta Hartsfield, to go to that shop is about an hour drive.
that's brutal. I
Atlanta
have
is
a
one of
friend
the
from high
worst
school who
cities
lives
to
in
drive
Atlanta.
in. You live in Chicago area, so you know bad traffic.
Yeah,
Atlanta's right up there with it.
yeah,
It's bad.
yeah. I don't need to fly just in to go to do that. That's for sure.
No,
I'm getting old too old
you
for this
know,
stuff.
I'll probably never go to that card shop. And honestly, I'd say I'm not going to say I don't care, because I want people in the hobby to succeed. Genuinely like they would want me to succeed. But I would just say it is a little over the top. But hey, what do you expect?
Dude, they went big. Go big or go home.
I know.
Let's move into the Super Bowl. We got some
Okay.
people. We got some people in the chat talking Super Bowl.
All right. Well, we got Casey Card Connection in the house, I believe, who is a Chiefs fan, I assume, because he lives outside of Kansas City.
Yeah, he's a Chiefs
Do we
fan.
have anybody from the Bay Area in the chat? From San Jose, Santa Clara, Palo Alto. We got anybody from San Francisco, Oakland? I lived out in the Bay Area for 2 years. I know the geography out there. I could name all the cities. You guys will have to let me know if you live there. But I don't know. I don't like the matchup in the Super Bowl because I feel like it's something we've seen before. I wanted to see something different. But here we are again. Patrick Mahomes versus the 49ers. The last time these two teams faced off, it was Miami down at Hard Rock. It was a tight game. Mahomes won his first Super Bowl. I think that game was in the rain, if I'm not mistaken. This year, it's in Vegas. Obviously, people probably know that by now. You don't need me to tell you that. Vegas is hosting some big events, by the way. We can get into that in a bit. They hosted F1 recently. They hosted this event. They always host the Pro Bowl except this year. They were hosting the in-season tournament of the NBA with the game that, they've been hosting big events in Vegas now. They're making a push to really be an entertainment capital of the world. If they weren't already, they're really pushing hard for that even more.
U2 kicking off that spear.
Oh yeah, that thing, I never saw it actually lit up in person. The last time I was in Vegas was January of 2023, and they were just finishing it. But yeah, from the looks of it, it looks amazing.
Hey, did you see the dude who climbed it yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was it Alex Honnold? Is that who did it?
I'm not sure, but my God.
You know who that is, right?
No.
Alex Honnold was the guy who free soloed El Capitan in Yosemite.
Oh.
So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like that free soloed to the top of the sphere. Because he could do it.
I think it was some activist, but I'll see.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing when you get up close to it, it's probably got a lot of bars on it that you can, I mean, it's basically like climbing a ladder. But yeah, that was crazy.
It's wild, man. So who do you have winning the game?
I had the Chiefs. I learned my lesson by betting against Brady when Brady played Mahomes last time, and I said I thought the Chiefs were going to win because I said Mahomes and Brady's over the hill and blah blah blah. I can't bet against Mahomes until he loses. Obviously, he lost one Super Bowl, but nobody expected them to be there. He's such a gamer, and he just has it. And obviously the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, and the NFL wants to see that result. I'm not going to pick against the Chiefs. No way.
I'm not betting on the game. I got into a couple squares at school, but I think the Chiefs are going to win. I couldn't bet against them, but I don't really care who wins, to be quite honest with you. I just want to see a really good game. I don't want to see a blowout. I want to see a competitive game that comes down to the end.
Yeah, Chris makes a good point. Mahomes, that's right. His offensive line was crap that day against Brady. I would say if the receivers can catch the ball and don't drop it, like MVS and I don't think they played Kadarius Toney in the last game, but Rashee Rice has been emerging, And then Pacheco, obviously, always a threat out of the backfield. And Kelsey, of course. I mean, the 49ers defense is probably the toughest defense that the Chiefs are going to face, top to bottom, but they can be had. I mean, Detroit was moving the ball. Green Bay was moving the ball on them. They can be had. The Chiefs don't have as strong of a running game as Green Bay and Detroit did. Pacheco's more of a slasher kind of play on the edges. That could work. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I would say if the Chiefs were going to get on the Niners, they're vulnerable against the run.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game though. How many times are they going to show Taylor Swift?
I have a coworker who's a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I was saying, because I said my favorite singer was going to have a club event in Vegas tonight, and I said, and I heard Taylor Swift was going to be there, and my coworker corrected me and said, Taylor Swift is in Tokyo right now at a concert. There's no way she could be at that event. And I said, oh, she's going to be at the game, right? She said, oh yeah, she'll fly back for that. So how many times are they going to show her? I mean, it depends if the Chiefs win. I mean, obviously, if they score a lot of touchdowns, they're going to show her every single one. So it's going to be at least a dozen times.
Yeah. In
overall.
the chat, how many of you guys are betting on like heads or tails? The length of the Star-Spangled Banner. Who scores first?
I will probably do a parlay prop bet for a couple of different things. On my, can you guys bet on sports? And do you have like DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff? I'll probably do a couple prop bets for the game, just for action. But I do like the comment somebody made about Christian McCaffrey as MVP. That guy is a beast. I won my fantasy league this year. It was a points league with almost like a winner take all kind of thing. I got 50% of the pot. My number one pick was McCaffrey, as I picked second in that draft, and the person ahead of me picked JJ from the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, and I was like, oh, McCaffrey fell into my left. We got to pick him. He had one hell of a season. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the way it plays out, as McCaffrey is the MVP, but I'm still not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
No, dude, you just can't, man. You just can't.
You can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday. And
what are you doing for food? I know that's a question that people in the chat were putting up, what they're going to eat, maybe like barbecue chicken pizza, or what kind of things do you want to eat? I'll let you answer the question, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to make. I'm
getting some wings. I always go get some wings.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going anywhere this year. I'm going to hang out with Tracker. He's not doing so good. So I'm going to just go get some wings, hang out here, probably get some, make some taco dip or whatever, and chill out.
I am going to make a queso dip that I've made recently. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to smoke a pork shoulder in my smoker all day leading into the game. So hopefully we have some nice barbecue pulled pork. Maybe we'll put it on a couple other dishes. Maybe we'll put it on a pizza. Maybe we'll put it on something else. But we're going to the centerpiece of the main dish is going to be smoked pork shoulder.
That sounds really good.
So I don't think you can go wrong with that.
No. So there's the Super Bowl. Where do you want to go to next with this episode?
We meant to tag up with regards to our 2023 favorites. We never did that because we never got to do that second episode after we did that one. I think it was right after Thanksgiving, maybe. We said we'll do it again before Christmas, and then you just had a lot of stuff going on and never got back to it. But we can rattle off our top 5 favorite products for 2023. Ooh, pork tacos. I'm going to think of that. I like that idea. I tell you what, there's so many. It's a 10-pound pork shoulder. It's going to be a lot.
Dude, that sounds amazing. I don't know if I'm able to come up with 5, but I kind of wrote down some notes last minute. I feel real bad. To everybody who's watching, we had planned on doing like the best product of 2023, the trash bag product of 2023, the best value, an overall summary. And it just, my uncle passed away, my dad passed away. It's been a rough start to 2024. Trackers on one leg, it seems like, and it's just like, not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but real life got in the way, and
Yeah.
we just didn't do it. But let's just go. Like, what are some product? What are just, again? I didn't write anything down. I didn't really prepare for this. What are some of your favorite products of 2023?
For me,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's hard to say these are in any particular order, but I would put my top two as regular Topps Chrome and Logo Fractor.
Yeah.
But only because I got my hands on Logo Fractor at cost. The aftermarket cost or secondary market cost is so high, but I thought regular Topps Chrome this year was a lot of fun. I thought the MVP buyback went well. I thought the national packs made it fun with the timeliness of the release. That made for a very, very fun rip at a low risk. I'd like to see more of that. Logo Fractor was the same way. It felt like for $60 or $70 a box, you were still getting 2 or 3 parallels per box. I got lucky. I pulled an Anthony Volpe out of 25, got it graded, sold it. So whatever I could have sold my boxes for, there were 2 cards that I got in my 4 boxes that paid for what I could have sold those boxes for and then some. I had a J-Rod green and the Volpe orange. Both of those got 10, so I sold both of those, and that was well over $650 in sales. So I did okay on Logo Fractor this year, and I still have some decent cards left. But yeah, those are my top 2. Third, you opened more of this product than I did. You opened Bowman Chrome Sapphire. I mean, I thought the boxes with the parallels were pretty good. I opened 1 box, and I got to be honest, my parallels kind of sucked. I got a gold out of 50 of a first that really is a nobody so far. And I got a Bo Naylor Aqua out of 99. Everything I graded got a 10. That is the easiest gradable product of anything. And I almost forgot my other favorite product. It was the Sapphire update, the update Sapphire with the guaranteed autograph. I thought that was a fair product too. All the autographs numbered to 199 or less. I thought that was fun. And you got about 3 parallels per box. Again, my box wasn't the greatest, but I did okay. How about you?
So I'm kind of in the same. I don't have these in order, but Logo Fractor, amazing again this year. Please keep it the same. Fanatics Topps, please. It's amazing. Just get it instead of going on the MLB store. How about you get it on your website? That's number 1. I mean, it's one of my favorites. I'm opening up my 7th case of 2023 Chrome Blasters. So Chrome with the buyback, like you said, Chrome is great this year. Chrome is really good in 2023. Hope they don't ruin that this year in 2024.
Agreed.
My favorite product, which I did the 10 boxes, the case, was the 2023 Bowman Chrome Sapphire. That product was just, for me, just like big hit after big hit after big hit just came out. And like I said, almost every card got a 10 that I sent in. Here's one that I really enjoyed, and I believe they were $50 a box. That Topps Black and White. I really like that product. I don't know why. It felt like a stadium club, but it was cheap, and there was a lot of. I enjoyed it because I opened 10 boxes of it, and it had some really cool short prints and a nice auto.
If you get a 10 on it, I did okay on the 1 box I opened. I sold a Volpe 1 out of 75 raw, and I sold a J-Rod out of 99 that I graded. The one gripe I'd have on that product, I liked the format of the product. I thought the novelty of it was good. Those cards will not grade.
No,
they will not grade a 10. If you get a 10 on that, it is a unicorn. There were print lines all down the back of those cards. I sent 2 in that were the best 2, and they got 9s. And I thought, if they got 9s, there's no way in hell any of these are getting 10s. They're all black borders. They're black on the back, black on the front. there were little print lines on the back. Yeah, there's no way those are getting 10s.
And then my purchase of the year was I had the nuts, the cojones, to purchase that case of Bowman Draft Sapphire, and I just flipped that like literally within a couple days without opening it. I almost felt bad not opening it, but it's like, take the money and run and use it for something else, you know?
Yeah, JNY Card said he liked Inception and Chrome Update with their Major League Baseball debut patches. I thought the debut patches were interesting. I think the price point on that product was too high. That's why it's still readily available on the Topps website, along with, I think, even on Target, you can get most of those boxes still. I'd like to see the price come down. Again, a lot of those products for the right price, they would be decent buys.
Yeah.
But they're just too high. And it prices everybody. It's sort of like what PSA did with regards to grading prices. When they were $19 a card or $25 a card versus $14.99, that makes a big difference. People are like, hey, I'll take a chance on sending 10 cards in for $15 a card versus 10 cards in for $20 a card. I mean, that $50 makes a big difference. You might be taking more chances and it might come out all the same, but it makes you feel good at the time. And so I think for the update product, the 200 card checklist, whatever you could get in terms of rookies out there. It was a little weak on the rookies, but the rookie debut patches might have made up for it. They were really tough pulls, but again, for the right price, maybe. But again, I stayed away from that product. I only opened one box of Update Sapphire, and I did okay.
Yeah. Not so much product, but highlight of 2023 for me was going to the National, seeing you and Peds, meeting a few other people. And dude, those Topps National packs were so fun getting in line for and opening and just being there for the week. And that was a good highlight.
You should have made a short on that one. The Brett bag, when he had the packs in the bag from all the blaster boxes that he said, I'm not carrying around these boxes anymore. I got to take the boxes out. And he dumped the packs in the bag, and he's walking around the national floor with this big old trash bag full of packs from a case of 2023 Series 1 blasters. And he's like, I got 300 packs in here. And I'm like,
that was that what
that was classic. And then and you just kept going through the line. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Yep.
The whatnot bag, man.
That was, I mean, that was classic. And then you'd say, okay, I'm done. And then you'd come in and you're like, no, they got more available. I have that exact same poster.
I should bring that to school.
But yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fun. That made the National, even though we did wait in a long line, it made it fun. And those packs were pretty juiced. I mean, mine weren't nearly as juiced as yours, but I still had fun and hanging out and looking at cards for 2 days. I made the right call not going 5 days this time. I think 2 days was about right. And I'm not sure. Are you going to next year's National? I don't think I am.
I really want to, but I can't travel with Tracker right now. He's just too hard for anybody to take care of. He's getting old and he can barely stay on his feet. So
yeah, so next year or this summer is a monumental summer for us. We are our son's going to go to college, so he will start college the second week of August. We have a family trip scheduled for like a senior trip for him in the middle part of July leading up to the National. I just don't think I want to chase to Cleveland for 2 days. In between that, I might just take the time to be at home. So I think for me, I'm gonna skip it.
I would go if I could, but I doubt if I'll be there.
Yeah, Cleveland's not a bad drive. It's 4 hours away from me, but I don't think I'm gonna go.
Ped says he'll be there.
Yeah, people can live we can live vicariously through them. I don't think I can go and justify going with everything else going on.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you're within range to go because it's pretty freaking amazing. I mean, like I said, if something happens between now and then where Tracker's not around, I'd probably drive and go there for a couple days. It just kind of depends, you know. Um, I know the year after, I mean, that's the nice thing about Rosemont. I mean, I could drive there every day from my house and have no problem doing that. So that's a big
Yeah.
advantage. That's a big advantage of being close.
Well, you're going to have that for 3 straight years.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, I will go to the National in Chicago. I will go to future ones. I just didn't want to go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know it's by the airport, and just with other things going on, I'm going to skip it.
Wow, Chris said Cleveland's 20 hours from him. Dang.
That's a long drive.
Yeah.
That is a long drive.
Man, you were going to talk about some PSA specials and some PSA timing.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know that this is going to hold true for those that crashed the website on the last day of the special, but if you submit it early in the month, these orders for this $14.99 special are flying through right now. I had 2 orders in a row that went from my house to PSA and back to me in less than 3 weeks. And I submitted them on the special. I didn't ask for expedited service. These were $15 a card. I submitted the one order, I think, on January 12th. I got it back on the 29th. I had the other one that got there on the 22nd, and I got it back February 8th. That's crazy fast.
My last order was so fast.
It was insane. And then I have a third order that I had submitted that has a Victor Wembanyama cracked ice in it. Fingers crossed that one gets a 10. They might actually upcharge me on that one. But
Which is good.
I hope they do. I mean, I hope I get a 10 on that so I can get upcharged because that would mean I'm going to have a big card. But that one I pulled off camera, mind you, from a Target blaster. The one time I sent you the message about that. The one time I ripped a card off camera that I meant to rip on camera, and I was just bored sitting down there sorting cards and listing cards, and I was like, the hell with this. I'm just going to open this. I'm never going to find anything good. And I was like the last pack, and I looked, and I'm like, holy crap, I just pulled a Victor Wembanyama ice. Oh, my God. You got to be freaking kidding me.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what is going on here? And luckily, I had the PSA order in-house, and I hadn't shipped it off yet, so I was able to modify the order and sneak that card in there. So hopefully get that one back. But yeah, that was what I was going to say about PSA. I don't know, like I said, if people are going to have the same luck for those that submitted very, very late in the game on that special and it crashed the website and they had to give everybody an extra day. I don't know how that's going to work out. They might have a flood of incoming orders and their check-in process will get backed up. My last order just got into grading today after being in the queue for check-in for about 5 days. So I want to say I probably still snuck in before most of those orders show up. And so hopefully that wave of, the flood of cards. Yeah, Chris said that it is extortion a little bit, but hey, as long as I'm getting value out of it,
yeah,
I'm not. I'd be okay with that if I could sell that card for. I mean, obviously I'm going to sell it. There's no reason to keep that card. Prism Hobby hasn't released yet. I need to sell that card. So when I get it back, no matter what I get on it, I'm selling the card, and hopefully I get a decent amount for it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. 95% of what I send is I'm gonna sell. Like 95% of the stuff I'm gonna sell. So I love upcharges because if they upcharge you, like it's got some value. They don't just upcharge, values that are even close. Like it's got to be worth. I like getting upcharged because that's when you got some big cards.
They didn't upcharge me on any cards last year at all. Not one.
I tell you what, if PSA keeps turning out cards in 3 weeks for $15, SGC is going to have to lower their prices down to $5, literally $5, because plain and simple, people can complain about PSA all they want. but nobody value-wise holds the wind against them. You know what I mean? Like it's just you get on eBay consistently. PSA 10 will outsell all those cards all day long, every day. And if they're doing cards in 3 weeks, I don't know why you would send them to anybody else.
You just have to be a fanboy of the other companies or have a relationship with them, or nothing against SGC. I mean, I fully respect their process. I fully respect their team's capability. I don't like their slabs. They're ugly. They're just ugly. I don't mind the black and white. I don't like that they're bigger than the footprint of everybody else's slabs. I don't quite understand that. Like, I've held them in hand and they're okay, but everybody else made upgrades in slabs over the last couple of years and they haven't.
I'll be back. I'm gonna let Tracker out.
Okay. Well, now you're going to be stuck listening to me for the next, I don't know, at least a minute. But I'm curious in the chat, when you guys were talking about Super Bowl food, you have to let me know what Super Bowl foods. I saw a lot of things in there about pizza, barbecue, et cetera, et cetera. Any other appetizers or dishes that you have that are your go-tos? I'm curious. Not as thick as Beckett slabs, yeah. Fugly, yeah. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't have anything against SGC. Ooh, yeah, Steve wants to know basketball products. Am I ripping? I didn't rip a ton of Prism, but from what I did rip, it treated me okay, better than I expected. I really, really want to see. I don't necessarily know how it's going to turn out from a cost standpoint, but I'd love to see Topps Chrome again, or the Topps product line of a decent flagship product that's better than Hoops that I can open and pull some, Warriors and Kings players. I'm going to buy a lot of singles of basketball cards. I even bought some more De'Aaron Fox cards because their prices came back down again. I still believe in the guy. I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy, but he was off to a really hot start this year, and he definitely has cooled off a little bit lately. But I'm still a believer in him, and I know the team believes in him. Brett, you're back. Sorry,
I'm back.
I was just rambling.
Hey, I saw somebody talk about 2022 finest flashbacks. Let's circle back to 2023.
Yeah.
My trash bag product of the year award has to be 23 finest flashbacks. I think those boxes were like $250 a piece or some crazy number. And those boxes were absolutely awful.
Yeah, it was so hard to hit anything out of those boxes. I think I agree with you. I think those boxes were awful. I mean, obviously, Series 1 retail would have been the trashiest of trash bag products, but that's too obvious, right? We got to be a little bit more detectives than that. We can't just say the obvious. I mean, QC wise, there was a couple of products that maybe weren't great. I know Update Chrome wasn't as good as I think it could have been, even though regular Chrome was better. QC, they still have to fix some of the QC issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was. Oh, I know what it was. The Expectations boxes.
Oh yeah.
I don't think those were very good. I appreciate what they did with a low print run. They only made like 4,000 of those boxes, but they looked like Chronicles in a way. And the QC on them, from what I remember from people opening, the first and last cards in the foil pack, they were like chipped on the corners. They weren't great. And the autos, I think, were sticker autos, and they just could have been better. For a $200 price point, I think that product was kind of meh.
Speaking of update, I was on Topps website today. There are still hobby boxes of 2023 update on there. Blaster boxes for $34.99. They have cases on there. They got Delight boxes for $274, just sitting there. Those are going to be sitting there for quite a while.
Oh yeah, well, JNY made the comment about that product, and like I said, the price has to come down. I don't for the light boxes for like close to $300. No way, no way. You're not getting great names for the autos. You're really not.
No.
That the auto checklist is very weak on that product. So I mean, I think those, if the jumbos were with the 3 autos were maybe around $200, and then the regular hobby about $100 or less. I don't even think, I'm not even sure $100. I'd probably say more like 80.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You saw that you get a guaranteed hit out of last year's Chrome Hobby product for update, and it was I would say shit product, but it was kind of a crap product, and the QC was awful, but you guaranteed a hit, and most times it was an auto. So, and that product right now is like, what is it, like $50 a box? And that has J-Rod in it. This one doesn't have anything like that.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like $60 to $80 max for a hobby and $200 for a jumbo, maybe. Retail, if those were $20 a box, maybe. I still don't know that I'd rush out and buy them.
No, 2024 is going to be an interesting year as we kick off compared to last year. I just think prices are going to have to come down because people just cannot keep buying all this stuff. They just can't.
Well, I think that's what we were hitting on very early on with the episode, talking about Series 1 and the price points and everything like that. There's only so much money in the hobby. People like you and I have been in it for a few years, and even we are contemplating, I don't want to open as much this year. I don't want to buy as much this year. I'm looking for value. I'm looking for a good deal. And so therefore, I'm going to stay away. And yes. I don't know that we're in the minority, but other people are going to get there soon enough, even if they're new entrants. It's just a cycle that everybody has to go through. And eventually, I think everybody's going to end up at the same place, which is I'm going to spend my money as wisely as I can. The hobby can be popular, no doubt. It can be popular. You can go to card shows and see them be packed. But that might be people buying players that they love of singles. Like Midwest Sports Cards said, buy what you like and you never go wrong. Buy at the right price and you feel good about it. If the sealed product isn't there, nobody's going to open it anyway. And Fanatics will learn soon enough that people won't tolerate that. So unless people stop buying into breaks, unless people stop buying the sealed product, unless people stop having a fear of missing out, nothing's going to change.
Yep.
They can market all they want, but I will just say we try to keep it honest because both Brett and I don't do this for a living. We have zero vested interest.
We don't break
as a living. To us, this is a true hobby. And so we are always going to keep it honest with our audience. And so that is one thing that I definitely want to make sure I stress with everybody on every single video. I don't have any motives other than telling an honest opinion of what I see of the situation.
Yep. We try to identify products that have a good value. We were on 2022 Bowman. We were on 2022 Update. We were on Chrome last year when it was a decent price.
We were on Logo Fractor the first year.
Yep. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to rush into buying bad stuff because, like I said, you just said it. Series 1's going to be around all year. We don't have to buy it at that price, at the entry price, because it's going to come down.
There's enough of it to go around and sit in warehouses. Don't rush out and buy it at that price. Wait for it to come down. Yep. If you want it. If you want it for the entertainment, buy a box or two, fine. But don't go into it thinking you're going to get tons of parallels. It's going to be the greatest thing ever, and you're going to be able to grade everything. You probably won't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, man, it was great to be back. Let's wrap it up here. We're at 110.
Yeah.
And let's try to start making this more regular. I know my schedule's kind of getting back to normal, so it's great to see everybody.
Yeah, great to have everybody here in chat. I definitely want to make sure we get back to a regular schedule. We did not get divorced, as people said. I know people commented and asked, did Brett and you get divorced? And I said, no, trust me, we're going to be back. You just have to let it play out. Stuff happens, life happens. Yeah, I knew we'd be back to it. So better late than never. And let's try and make a regular show again, like we were doing. So with that, I don't have anything else, Brett.
That's all I got.
All right, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.
Thanks for coming. Until next time. Peace.
Take care. Enjoy the game.